I got a question for you, man. So when it's hot with the chip repairs, well, what's if you can't get the car in the shade, right, what do you guys do?
All right, so we same situation as you guys. We try to get the car in the shade. So shaded area is always good, or getting the garage is good, because we just working on the windshield and just on one side of the car. So getting the garage, getting shaded area. If you can't do either of those, open the cabin doors up. That'll kind of cool the car down. So that's very helpful for doing a repair. Also, we try to tell people if you can turn the defrost on and you can actually cool the windshield, but gradually cool it because you don't want to put it on max and then shock the windshield and it cracks out. So gradually cool the windshield with the defrost, open the cabin doors. Just let it sit. Time is your friend to let it sit down and actually cool, because when you put the bridge on the windshield, regardless of what equipment you use, if you put too much pressure on the windshield, it can crack out. So the goal is to take your time. Don't be Superman and try to rush through that shit. And we tell people common sense. If you touch the windshield with your hand, that's common sense rule. If it's too hot to the touch, let it sit, let it cool down. Heat is your friend when doing a repair, but heat also can delaminate the windshield. So just taking your time, shaded area, and just going through the right things on that. And also when you out with us, if you out doing a repair in normal sunlight, use a UV shield. We got, like, everybody sell like an 8x16 UV shield, or we actually have a bubble dome that has the weather stripping around it so water won't get in, but it also blocks all the UV. So UV, to block the UV, because the resin actually will cure with the sunlight, because the sun is the ultimate UV source. So that's our extra precaution of actually using a UV shield when actually once you get going doing the repair, to put the UV shield or UV dome over it so it don't cure up on you. But same thing as you guys, when it's hot, when it's cold. One of the
What about resins? Are resins all the same? You guys don't have a different temperature resin, nothing like that?
Yeah, some people prefer a thicker resin, a higher viscosity, which is basically just a thicker resin during the summertime. But we got a one resin that works. It's like a 20 CPS, so it's thick enough for it stays about the same consistency in the summer and actually in the wintertime. Like, for example, if any of y'all follow Jeremiah, he uses our resin. He uses it year round in the same kind of climate as you guys. But the resin, you always want to keep it at room temperature. You don't want to put hot resin on a cold windshield, and you don't want to put cold resin on a hot windshield, because it could shock a windshield and crack it out. So normally keeping your toolbox in the vehicle is good, but don't put your toolbox on the floor and then you got the AC blasting on and you pull it out and you got a cold bridge and cold resin and you put that on the windshield. You probably finna have a recipe for disaster. You know what I mean?
That's good advice right there.
Yeah.
Never really thought about that.
I think you made a very good point, though. Opening the doors up, I think we forget about that. I try to roll the windows down and open the doors up. That's a big thing. Let a lot of heat out like that.